Hello, my friends. It's me, Ace of Spades. Today I would like to discuss the importance of being grateful for the things that we have. Now, oftentimes we always focus on the things we don't have, the things we really want. But what we should do is ask ourselves, do I really need this? Is this really what I want? Yes or no? You see, oftentimes we're so influenced by things that we don't have, we forget about the little things we do have. You see, a lot of times when you're like rich or poor, we forget how important it is to be grateful for what we do have, because what we have is luxury and we don't realize that. There's people in other countries who are poor, who don't have a mom, who don't have a dad, who are starving, who are hungry, who want love, who want everything that you have, but they can't get it because they're poor. And oftentimes we're very ungrateful for the things we don't have, and we forget about the things we do have. So what if you don't have your new PlayStation, or your new Guitar Hero console, or your new anime figures, or whatever, What I would like you guys to do is, instead of arguing with your parents and be like, oh, but you guys hate me because you didn't get me this, I would like you to change your perspective to this. I am happy that I have a family. I am happy I have food. I am happy that I have oxygen. I'm happy that I'm still alive. I'm happy that I'm still breathing, because oftentimes we forget how important the smallest things are. We should be grateful that we have clothes. We should be grateful that we have an air conditioner, that we have water, that we have actual food. There's people that don't have that. There's people who are homeless. There's people who are living in the street who wish they had what we had. But oftentimes we're selfish people and we don't care about that. All we care about is the things we don't have, because they're wants. My advice is, why focus on the wants? Focus more on the things that you already have. Focus on your house. Focus on your food. Focus on your water. Focus on the little bitty things that are important to live. If you think about it, we don't need phones or internet or technology or anything. All we need is a few basic things: shelter, water, food, clothing, and love. That's what we need. Because there's kids who get abused. There's adults who get abused. People who kill themselves, who end their life because they're so depressed, because they're struggling, wishing that they had what we have. It breaks my heart that there's people who kill themselves because their life is so terrible. That's another thing I'd like to address. Oftentimes, when we're having a bad day, we feel like we have the worst possible fucking life ever, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't have the worst life. As a matter of fact, you have the best fucking life a person could ever ask for. You have family, you have love, you have support, You have resources, You have the luxury to go to school now. That's another thing. Oftentimes, a lot of kids hate school because, not because they don't want to learn, but because sometimes they get bullied a lot and they just want to get accepted, but no one accepts them, which is messed up. But there's kids who drop out of school, but what they don't realize is that there could be other kids who really want to go to school, who really want to make friends, who really want to learn, who are lonely. There's kids in Africa who are starving. Oftentimes, when someone's being ungrateful, I say, hey, be grateful for what you have. There's kids in Africa who are starving. Then this guy was like, fuck them kids in Africa. I thought that was messed up. I thought that was messed up because we should, as Buddhists, we're taught to respect all beings, all nature, all life for what it is, And people are breaking the law of Buddhism, and breaks my heart because a lot of people are going in the wrong path. My goal as a Buddhist and as a person is to guide people to the right path, to guide people to their journey. Now, I can't control what people do, but what I can control is myself. Like I said, you can tell a person advice, but it's up to them at the end of the day to take it in or not. Whether they want to, whether they don't want to. That's what is very important, is that we need to be grateful for what we have. A lot of times people don't know the true meaning of Thanksgiving. The true actual meaning of Thanksgiving is to thank God, to thank Jesus. If you're a Christian, if you're not a Christian, thank whatever God you believe for what you have. Like, I thank the Buddha that he gives us delicious food on the table, that he gives us a lot of things that we should be grateful for. Another thing that I used to hate as a kid is why we would say grace before we ate. As a kid, I fucking hated it, because in my back of my mind, my intention was, fuck it, I just want to eat. Oftentimes, we tend to eat that we forget how good the food tastes like, because we're suffering. It's important to say grace before you do anything, because you pray for those people who don't have what you have, for them to hopefully eventually get what you want or what you have. You get me? A lot of people are very stubborn and selfish and disrespectful. Money doesn't buy happiness, guys. I know some of y'all are gonna roast me in the comments being like, Ace of Spade, money does buy happiness. It doesn't buy happiness. Money can buy you friends. Money can buy you love. Money can only buy you physical things. But what about the mental things? Like I said, balance. It's important to care about your physical health and your mental health. If you don't, that's where the suffering happens. It's not stable. For instance, I always said the black part of the yin yang is bad. The truth is, the black part is good. The white part's the chaos. So, as you can see, balance, if we don't balance, it's all chaos. It's all here. This part of the yin yang. Let's call this the sun. Let's call this the moon. Because right here, the sun, balance. Right here, moon. If you think about it, without balance, there's no peace, And when there's no peace, there's chaos. And when there's chaos, there's trouble. And when there's trouble, there's bad energy. And when there's bad energy, there's crime. When there's crime, there is criminal masterminds. So yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about, is that we need to always be grateful for the things we have. Even if it's not the things that we didn't get that we wanted, always be grateful for the things you have, because there's people out there who wish they had what you had. And we need to understand that. So, as I close this session up, I would like us to pray to the Buddha. And I would like you guys to repeat after me. Dear Buddha, I'm grateful for everything you offered me. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my food. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my house. I'm grateful for my clothes. I'm grateful for nature. I'm grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for animals. I'm grateful for humans. I will now cite the metta prayer. May you free all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May all beings live with ease. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I live with ease. May you heal those who are suffering. May you show everyone and guide them that just because we don't have what we want doesn't mean that we don't have anything good. Help people understand that there's people who are poor, who are struggling very bad, who wish they had the luxury we had. I pray for the people, the kids in Africa who are suffering, the people who are dying, the people who are sick on the holidays who can't visit their family. I pray for everyone in the world that it would all be safe and that there wouldn't be any bad energy, and that positive energy can spread towards everybody. Omari Padme Hum. Omari Padme Hum. Omari Padme Hum. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. Thank you for watching my video on Buddhist teaching. For more Buddhist teaching, like, subscribe. Let me know what you would like to learn, and as always, love you guys. Take care. Peace.